Alrighty, as you can see, no transmission mount. Really wasn't bad. This is my 2001 Honda Insight. I got two more to go, and the first one was hell. Like I said, it hurts even more when you don't really need it. There was a little tiny crack, and you know, in the end, this is up. It's, you know, it looks pretty straight. Maybe it's a hair off, but this side, see, there's a long side and a short side, and this guy who sold these mounts down here, obviously that one's for the back, that one's for the driver's side, but it said the bags are already ripped. It said trans on it on this one, so I said, okay, I guess it's trans, and it looks identical to the other one, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but it looks like, you know, a bigger side and a smaller side, and you just flip them over, if anything. I don't understand why it had to be a different denomination. They could have just said both are the same size, doesn't matter which one it goes. But I went by the bags that they had. This side, the long side, this was dented in because I was trying to press it in. And then I was trying to hold it in a vise a different way, and it crushed this way. But after getting it all in, it will find its circle again and go correctly. Thank God. $100 for 3 of these inserts that are worth $5 each. So I'm going to put this one back in, and then I'm going to make another video after I take the other one out. They're pretty straightforward. I don't think you need me to tell you how to take them out. That being said, I will make a video now of the right way to do it, the way that it worked for me, because ultimately you have to press it out. There is no way to hammer this fucking thing. I tried everything, and I don't have a mechanic's vise. This is another vise that I really like, but I got ripped off on it. It rotates, but it doesn't lock. So it's like somebody put epoxy on the hole, I think, and it kind of goes sideways. But also the problem not having a mechanic's vise, and I learned this because I didn't even realize it. I always took for granted. Because I had one of these vices a long time ago, but it was like approximately 3 times bigger. You know, it was like, you know, this big when I had my shop. And you could get them for $100 back then, and they were like a boat anchor. But it opened up big enough for whatever you had to do. Now this one is really big, and I like it for you know, a lot of reasons, because it rotates and it can hold a pipe, although it's missing the thing. But it's not good if you want to try to compress this all in. You know, like if you want to put, you know, something to press it in with, and then putting something bigger on this side. My problem is I didn't even have something bigger on this side, so I had to go in the press. You press it going out, but if you press it going in, you will dent this. It'll never go in straight, as far as I'm concerned. I put lube on it. I did everything. But when you put it in here well lubed, and you put the bottom, top, you'll see how easy it actually goes in. Because these are like basically rubber, but they're aluminum. They're not steel. So at least the aluminum inside of aluminum will straighten itself out if you fuck up. And obviously you want to put the round side in first. So like once I bent this side, I put it in from this side. So when I really sent it home at the end, you know, it went in. Now little pieces of rubber came off, and I cut it off with some of it just came off on its own, but then I cut it off with a knife, you know. And I mean, I guess I could go a little bit more right here, but being that it was bent, I think down here, it's actually pretty even. You know, like you can see, it's not perfectly aligned, but it's going to serve the exact same purpose. It's not changing much of anything. But I had to put it in the press in the very end to get it this flat, and then I, you know, ran it home here, you know. But again, I couldn't put the piece that I had holding it round, you know, to line it up. So when you have a bigger vise, it's going to be better. But for the most part, I say this is in. So I'll make another video with the other one. I'll show you what I do. So now I'm doing the regular motor mount, you know, the right side here, and it looks like a piece of shit because the ABS system is in the way. I took off that bolt, took off that nut, and then I realized, oh, maybe I don't have to take it off. I just loosen this nut, and then oh, okay, it lifts out. But where does it go? This is going to be fun. I gather I gotta loosen more shit. So my experience on the other side was, if you don't use a 6.14 millimeter, you won't get it off. So an open end slipped off, and I said, let me try a 6-point socket, and I kind of wedged it in there. I got it to spin a half a turn, and I can get it out now. It's wonderful. But it looks like you just have enough room to slide it underneath this stupid thing. Crazy. So So you have more room than you think. And there's basically all the lines pulling, but I basically loosened this guy. This bolt over here, that bolt there, and this bolt over here, and that one, you know, this guy here, and that one down there. Of course, this loosens this. And now I should be able to get it with a ratcheting box end wrench and try to get it out. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. In case you're wondering how I'm doing, now I got the bolt on top, but it's still not long enough. I think I'll get it out, but this is ridiculous. It should have been 5 minutes to pull this mount out. Kind of jacking the engine up and down, and then this gets tighter when you go down, but you need to go down to get it out. It's fucking big crapshoot. All to change a mount, that's probably not too bad. See, that's what the other one had. It had a little crack there. The main one that's bad is the one that's underneath the car. You know, there's some cracking going on, but it's just simply not nearly as bad as I thought. But this is crazy how much trouble it is to remove this. I can't believe it. And why is it like this on this side? The other side, the weight is going down. Jesus, I hope I didn't put it in the wrong way. That would be hilarious. I should probably go look at some mounts now. But I don't understand why it would be hanging down like this. This is the way it goes in the car. That's weird. Usually motor mounts the other way. It's kind of hanging from there. And I guess if it breaks, it just hangs out in the other holes there. That's interesting, because I could swear the other one was the other way. And that's why I put it in the other way. Interesting. At least the other one takes 5 minutes to take out, but don't want to go through that again, to be honest. Okay, time to look at some pictures. Okay, yes, I did the other one right, and this is the way this one's supposed to be. I'm not an engineer, but, you know, oh well, I guess it's right. Alright, time to take it out. Alrighty, so, as we discussed, it's perpendicular to the mounting point, or parallel to that little wing right there, mounting point. Perpendicular, that thing points down. It's parallel to that aluminum tip. And the other one had more aluminum on both sides. You know, this one has a ton of aluminum on this side, but this thing here, it's got a little tiny edge here. It complicates things just a little bit. And I don't have something that's like perfectly round to fit it. So I'm going to set this up in the press, and I'll show you how it comes out. Okay, I am tied up here. Alright, that's a little better. So I got it in here. Hopefully it starts coming right out. I guess the less tension you feel, the better off you are. Because you don't want... See, like, I can go a lot further in with the... I got a little more, in other words, with the aluminum. So it looks like it's going down. Yeah, I prefer to knock that in a hair. Let's see what's happening. Alright. So this is the right way. You cannot hammer this out. You can feel the rubber, and it's just like very, it would have a lot of energy stored. It would be bouncy. Okay. So I pick up the pieces, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I feel like I got a quart and a half of oil on the floor practically. I had a rag there already sucking it up. I was like, I don't understand that. And it's like, the other one was a little wet, but nothing crazy. I wonder if this one, I mean, I guess I pulverized it. And you squeeze it until you get the oil, but yeah, the oil came from here. It's a hydraulic mount? Or from the factory, do they push a bunch of oil in it to help it go in? Boy, that's crazy. Don't know. Maybe I gotta put more oil. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna exactly be able to be holding this, but ultimately what I was saying with the last one is I put it in the vise and I just put a little bit at a time on each side. And that should work, because it worked for the first one. And I got the not as deep side. Oh, you can't really tell. That's the longer side as far as the mounting bolt hole. And it's perpendicular to the mounting surface and parallel to that little aluminum tab. And so I guess I'm going to try. Hang on. Hang on, it's still not working. Okay, you kind of force it and you load it up. It actually it went in the top more than the bottom. And now I think it's just going to keep going. Yep. I put trans gel on it actually. Oh, now I see this guy is not moving, so he's hitting, yep. So I got to play with this and I'll show you how it looks in the end. But it looks like it's going good. Alright, so I ended up just using the vise, and then I did put it on top of the vise and I whacked it a few times on one little side that really wasn't quite in all the way. It's pretty flush there. And there's like a hair this way. This is where I was telling you I put it in the vise, in the press that time, the last time with the other one. Yeah, it's almost like this side needs to go in a little bit more. You know, I don't really see much harm in trying to whack it. But the shell of this is aluminum, so it takes a beating, you know, going in. It's not, this is by no means a perfect science, you know. And I don't know how many times I expected you to do this in the life of the car, but, you know, otherwise, if you have a long enough vise, you want to put the original thing you had in there. I'm going to probably grab that other thing, because I can kind of go over this. Or I actually have one that's bigger, but not big enough for the thing. Hang on. So, I got one of these guys. Basically, it's like a ball joint thing to help pressing in ball joints, all different sizes. They're for transmissions as well. I bought a whole bunch of stuff one time, and it's very helpful for this kind of stuff. But I didn't have one. I wish I had one that was a perfect circle, but it really wasn't necessary once I realized how to put it in the press anyway. So, I just hit that. I tell you one thing, it really does not seem to move much when you hit it, although this side is actually just perfect, and this is just a hair over, and it's probably just the rubber. The last time a lot of the rubber got cut off, and I trim it off with a knife, but this looks good. Okay, just hit it one more for good luck. I mean, ultimately the other thing, you know, like if it was perfectly aligned, it might actually get stuck in there. Whoops. So, yeah, I'm a little below now. So it did go. And this is more even now. So it's 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. It's all good. That's the way to do it. I think that's the easiest way, at least. And I thought this was a valuable video. Not sure if anybody else has it for the Honda Insight, but people would say I'm crazy because they really weren't bad. Like I said, it's the one that's in the middle of the car that slaps up. That's the one you hear clunking. Maybe I'll make a video and put it in this, but it's basically the same thing. It's probably easier in this one sense that you can put it in the press because it has the aluminum coating on it, but it's not rubberized coating, so it's more like a press fit. So when you hit it, the rubber's not going to bounce off. So even if you do it by hand, it shouldn't be an issue, so long as you line it up right, you know. But I'm going to go put this in, and then I'll take out the other one. Last thing with this mount, it's actually easier to kind of get into this area. You can kind of force it past this. And I was a little rougher on this, and I got it up, which also helped me get the bolt out before. But this is the way to put the bolt in. I think I'm going to start this bolt first before I line that up. I think it's easier to move the whole motor left and right to get it into the studs than to play with the than this guy, you know. So I'm going to put this one in first. Damn! I forgot these things. I did the same thing on the other side, but I didn't film it. Damn it! Did the same damn thing. Alright, I finished buttoning that up. And I'm down here now. And hang on a second. I thought I had the torch on. Come on. Torch on. Okay, this one's definitely ripped. This is the one that's making a clunking sound. And I suspected something because I was getting kind of a vibration on acceleration, you know. So right now I got the left side tire off the ground. So the right side tire is on the ground. Perfect time to test my theory. If you go here, you probably see it better. Hang on a second. It actually is going side to side. So I was very careful on the gas in the last few weeks. And the thing is, this boot fell off when I did the tranny on this. And I got it back on. And I got in the axle seals and I changed them. Kind of leaking though, nonetheless, because it probably is wobbling, you know. I don't think there's anything wrong with the seal. Oh, that's a good view. Alright. I got the axle. I got it just in case. Got it pretty darn cheap. I was going to buy both, and I'm like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I kind of didn't think that the left side was a problem. And to save money, I says, you know what, let's not go crazy. It's not nearly the issue. I mean, it looks like all the play is pretty much right here. So that's going to get done. In the meantime, I need 17 and 19 to get this off, and I'll put it on the bench. Alright, so I lied. They were all 17, but, you know, here I am trying to make something good, bad. I put the 17 wrench and I winged it, and I bent it. So I got to straighten that out and bend it over so it can actually work, because this is actually very handy instead of taking off the bolts up, you know, outside of you know, holding it. That's wonderful. Where am I? Yes. Alrighty. I got this guy down. This is going to be fun. I remember having a little bit of an issue with this, but I thought it was doable. So you got to play, you know, and finagle with this, I think. I was trying to go the other way, but the exhaust pipe was just not going to allow me to do that, and I didn't want to, like, do that. I was hoping I didn't have to take off this bracket. But I think, oh yeah, that's right. When you loosen this, the whole thing will come down, so that'll clear. All right, let me get to that. If I showed that, I don't know if I showed, because I wasn't looking at the camera. If you loosen this, then this should clear that bracket there, and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. All right, so like I said, this is, they look like different sizes, but they're not. 17 millimeter, but if you're an American car mechanic, it's 11/16. Alrighty. Oh, there's two bolts. There's two bolts. Alrighty. Alrighty, almost. Yeah, see, you finagle it out that way. Wonderful. And yeah, this one's definitely ripped. That's ripped big time. So I just figured I'll do one or do them all. Okay, so here's the new guy. Here's the old one. And I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if they do this deliberately. You know, you just kind of give yourself some kind of reference point of where it's supposed to go. And obviously you can mark it, you know, it's a lot smarter to do instead of doing what I'm doing now. But it seems as if, like this, all these ticks here, they end up giving you a line of sight, so to speak. So basically the center line of between these two kind of goes parallel to that one. No, actually it doesn't. And this doesn't matter either way. Yeah, basically, do yourself a favor, mark it. You'd be much better off. But basically, yeah, you can get other references. Like the edge of this is just slightly above. I know that's not perfect, but then again, when you look at this one has less rubber up here than this one, but more rubber in the center. You know, you do your best to try to look for some, you know, references, you know. Like the edge of this, you know, is equal to that. So that's something you can use. Looks like this hole is bigger, but the rubber is smaller up there. So, you know what I mean? But that wouldn't be a bad reference point. Continuing this line, and just as it reaches there, that's where it starts to go up. You know, kind of thing. I'm probably going to get a magic marker though. As you may suspect, I did make these marks. I've just basically marked where the rubber is here, and you know, can extend my imaginary lines there. That being said, you can imagine it's getting more fun as time goes on. And I'm like looking at this, and then like this one had a wider, you know, there's much more meat there. This is very flimsy. That being said, this is the guy I was using to knock it out. It may knock it out, but it's actually almost the inside diameter. So that's not exactly what I wanted. This guy here is definitely like too big. Might be able to use this though for putting it in and holding it so it doesn't go through. But let's see. Nope, that's the same thing the other one had. I guess yeah, they were all the same thing. Like I was worried this was actually gonna, you know, get stuck in here. You know, hard enough to find all this stuff. Yeah, it's just not a normal size. You know, it's not whatever. You know, it's not. All these things I got, it's like a lot of them aren't the right size, and it's got to clear the thing. So like something like this can't really go unless I, you know, like bust it through the rubber. So more things to think about here. Sometimes I have all these bearing things laying around. Sometimes they work. Oh, look at that. It's just about there. It would be better to go this way, but you really can't. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to see what happens when I hammer it, and then I'll probably just end up putting it in a press. But, you know, if it doesn't, like, whack out, like, immediately. So, I'll see how that works. Something like that. Alright, so that bearing kind of got stuck, and it wasn't actually pushing out, so I don't know what's happening in there. It kind of moved, but it didn't move on the other side. So now I put the original one that I was using on the other ones back in here. And this does not appear to be working. Be nice if I used the light. I don't know if that's the edge or if I'm getting it. I really wonder if I'm not. It's too hard to tell. I think I'm past it. Yeah, even though it's aluminum, I don't think the aluminum will be crushing right now. Yeah, sooner or later this thing's got to come out. It does not seem to be coming out. So it seems to be I'm like just pushing on the rubber. You know, like crushing the rubber. Oh, oh, now this guy's stuck. Alright, no problems. Alrighty, so as you can see, it just was fitting in between there and just peeling it away. This is a problem. Seemed like it moved over there. Nah. Maybe I don't think I moved at all. And as you can see, it's really on the inside of it. That's why I just peeled. Yeah. I gotta find something exactly this size. See that? I gotta start just hitting the edge with a punch or something. Why can't it be easy? So this thing here was getting stuck, but there's not really much reason. It looks kind of perfect. Doesn't look like, I mean, it looks like it should clear. Unless this thing here collapses a lot, it's, you know, squishes in there. Because it seems on the tight side over here. And it was definitely wedged in there. It was wedged in. I swear I was pushing it, and it didn't look like it was doing much, you know. Maybe it was on this side that I had it. I think it was. I don't know if I should just start, you know, just keep going with it, but I don't want to damage the aluminum. That's wonderful. Could this thing really be that, you know, like it crushes in there? Shrinks its size pretty much? Like I said, this is like a rounded edge here. It's slightly rounded. It should grab it, technically. It would grab it better like that, but that, you know, then I have to break the rubber, which is fine, but gotta break the rubber first because if this is off center, you know. Let me try to keep looking for something. I found this hub bearing. I mean, it's just slightly smaller. It should technically work. I gather I should wire wheel this rust. God damn. Oh well, let's see what happens. I'm quite befuddled because I sent this thing home and it was never pushing on the other side. It's like a little bit on the edge there. I wasn't over the edge. I gather it's buckling the aluminum here, and that's how tight it is. Aluminum inside of aluminum. What a great idea. Well, this is pretty horrible. You can see it cleared the metal, I'm pretty sure, at least. It totally doesn't look like it here. Looks like that's the lip right there. And it's totally not clearing. It must have been splitting hairs. Fucking thing had to be ripped apart to do anything here, and then now it's like I'm stuck. This is crazy. I guess maybe now I'll try with this thing in the press. So after all of that, it looks like there is none. This is aluminum. I know this thing is aluminum, but I guess this is just the way they have to make the insert. And it really doesn't seem like a good fit. It doesn't feel like it's going to just go right in, unless this collapses a lot. I got this heated up pretty good from using the wire wheel here. And it took a lot of wire wheeling to get it clean, you know. The coarse one didn't really fit, and it kept shutting off the machine. But, oh boy, what a pain in the neck. Just when you think it's supposed to be easy, and it's not. Alright, it did press in. And it was going pretty smooth until I never put anything on this side. And I kind of, you can see it's all white. That's the coating that they put on the rubber. So this rubber is definitely broken in, or just broke again. No, it's not broken. That really flexed. Because, you know, it is, you're pressing it in, and then next thing you know, you're fighting itself, you know. So this had to be going like this. And I went all the way in, and I somehow pressed it in. You know, there's like a little, this looks like a little bit more here. But it's on this side. It's just meant to go that way. It's in. Man, everything was a pain in the neck. Alright. Well, that's how you do motor mounts. Thanks for watching.